Alright. We're doing it. What's up? What's up, YouTube?
What's up, what's up, what's up?
What is up, everybody? This is Blake Anderson, and
Devin Strange.
we are your hosts for our Purple Oath, baby. It's not baby, but our Purple Oath. Back at you. Episode 2.
Episode 2. This is so exciting.
I hope you guys are ready and interested in what is about to fucking go down in this political world we live in today. Because it's been a week. We have a lot to talk about, and
it's insane.
Y'all motherfuckers ain't ready.
Let's jump into it. Let's do this.
So, right off the bat, let's go right into it. COVID relief. Got passed by the Senate. Got passed by the House.
I love it.
Got passed by the House.
This can. Yep.
And is it's going to pass the Senate just because it's probably going to go right along party lines. And then Kamala Harris is going to come in there and be the deciding vote. And then it's going to go to Biden and he's going to sign it. So,
you're not wrong.
Let's talk about what is in that bitch.
Inflation.
Oh, I mean, we can...
That's what it's
You can guarantee that.
Gender study roles for Pakistan.
That did get put in it?
I don't know if it was put in this one. I honestly didn't look at what this stimulus bill had in store for everyone, but I know it was like $2,000. It was approved for like $2,000 per household. I don't know. You're pulling it up.
Yeah.
I have a very interesting theory.
Okay, while I pull this up.
I have a very interesting
While
theory.
I pull this up, there's something else they snuck in there. And I want your take on it. They snuck in there the $15 an hour minimum wage.
That was my inflation comment.
What the heck? I mean,
that was my inflation comment.
I understand.
I
understand how you can like set a goal as like we need to be at $15 an hour in the country by this time, say 5-10 years. Because you got to understand, there's still places that have the federal minimum wage that's $7.25. Dude, that's over double. That's seriously putting companies out of business.
It has been. It's putting small businesses out of business is what it's doing.
Yes.
It is allowing major corporations to take over.
So, first off, the House Saturday approved the package. So that's today. They approved it today. So we're just finding this out. $1.9 trillion stimulus package. That's the cost. $1.9 trillion. So, I heard, we'll probably get to this later in the article, but I heard that a lot of the reason that Republicans all voted to say no on this bill was because of the fact that it was that much money.
Okay, cool. Anyways, moving on.
Yeah, agreed. It's kind of a
I don't care about
double standard.
I don't care about double standard there, but don't look at the price. You've got to look at the detail.
Agreed. So
why is this going to this? Why is this going to this? Why is this going to this? That right there equals this. This is another X amount of money for the people we can push back into the economy.
So it doesn't say the exact amount, but it says hundreds of billions of dollars going to a vaccination program, expanded unemployment insurance, $1,400 stimulus checks, state and local governments school reopenings, and more. We will get to the more and all of the in-betweens of all those. Hopefully this article doesn't hang us out. So, the House will provide $1,400 stimulus checks. Hold on before we get into it. Who do you think is going to qualify for this?
Oh, everyone. For $1,400 stimulus?
Yeah, for the $1,400.
Anyone who filed taxes last year.
Yeah, no, I. So, let's see here. Individuals earning less than $75,000 would receive $1,400, and married couples earning less than $150,000 would receive $2,800. Oh, let's see here. The expansion of unemployment insurance and child tax credit. What the fuck?
What's child tax credit?
That's a new one. Let's get into this child tax credit thing.
Gonna tax my child?
So, the House law also expanded the child tax credits to $3,000 per child and $3,600 for children under age 6.
No wonder why he wants to claim that.
The bill also expands the child-dependent tax credit so families can claim up to half of their child care expenses on their taxes. So, I think right now it's like $2,500 because I just filed my taxes and I have 2 kids under the age of 6. So does that mean in the stimulus check that I'm going to get, what is that extra, $2,200 on top of all the stimulus money? Dude, if you got kids right now, you're fucking banking if they give you this money.
Pull into.
But this is my question. Usually you don't access the child tax credit until you do your taxes. So I already did my taxes. Am I not going to see that benefit till next year when I file my taxes? Or are they going to make it up right now in the stimulus check package?
No, they make it up in this package.
See, that's what I'm saying. That's what I'm reading from that. So you're saying so $3,600. Let's say it's $2,500. That's $1,100 twice. That's $2,200 on top of what did they say for the stimulus check? $2,800 for me and my wife. Dude, that's fucking that's $5,000. And that doesn't. I don't know if they're doing. I don't know if they're doing. You know how they did a credit in the stimulus package for kids too? Yeah. I don't know if they're doing that as well.
Let me ask you now.
Holy shit, all this free money from the government is weird.
Hypothetically, you get this, what, $6,000? What would you do with that money?
Reinvest it. Put it back into the economy. I wouldn't save it. I'm not a hoarder. I have a lot of things to do. I have houses to flip. I got shit to do.
That is exactly what they want you to do.
Well, then they're getting their wishes, because I need things.
They want to give us this free money to push back into the economy. That's what this whole fractional banking system was about. I'm going to loan you this money, and then I'm going to take it back on interest. You're paying me more for me loaning you money. Right?
Yeah.
How do you think we got $13 trillion in debt?
Yeah. Let's just give out free money to everybody.
Right. But they want us to push that money back into the economy so we can continue to build these solar farms, to continue to build these wind farms, to continue to push these projects to go more green and go lean towards more sustainable energy to completely wipe out fossil fuels. Now, we know we need fossil fuels.
Yes. Yes. I think
that's all this money.
But I think the green industry understands that as well.
That's all this package is. That's all this stimulus is being able to help pay to push us towards that more sustainable energy system.
Yeah.
Now, are they doing it in a smart way right now? Hell no.
Yeah.
Because they're shutting shit down and then boosting prices. Fossil fuels, right? Let's talk about that. How the pipeline, Keystone Pipeline was shut down, right?
Yeah.
Well, now where are we getting our oil from? The same people.
Russia and Saudi Arabia.
Not even them. The same people that are currently holding high positions in the White House, owning stake in gas companies in Ukraine.
Yeah. Yeah, natural gas is coming from Ukraine. Like the oil and stuff.
And then oil's still... So
that's
yes,
still mostly coming from Saudi Arabia and Russia. And Canada. The Keystone Pipeline didn't shut down the amount of oil that's coming from Canada.
No, it just made it more costly for us.
It just made them have to do it different ways now. Now they have to do it with semis. Which I still, you and me both, I think everyone still should have hope that the Keystone gets done. Because that thing's 3/4 of the way done.
It's not. Unless a Republican gets back in office, it's not going to happen.
I think it should. I think it will.
Speaking of which,
I think
here is a good one. I have a good theory about a Republican taking office again.
What's your theory?
So, you hear that Trump's about to run down in Florida as a House rep, I think, or something like that.
No, yeah, or something. He said he's gonna run for president in 2024.
No, not even that. There's a faster way to it. Run 2022 for House. Become House Speaker.
That'll never happen.
Are you kidding me? If he sets foot in that house, he's already getting House Republicans voting him as the House Speaker.
I guess but the House is he would be Republican Speaker. He wouldn't be Speaker of the House.
No, he would absolutely.
Democrats have House.
I think he would absolutely take Speaker of the House.
No, as long as Democrats have majority in the House, a Republican will never be Speaker of the House.
2022, they wouldn't. I don't think they would.
I don't know. I mean, with Joe coming in and doing all this super fucking left liberal shit instead of being that moderate guy he said he was going to be, yeah, it's probably just going to flip-flop back and forth again.
Gonna do what they can.
But I refuse as having conservative views, somewhat of conservative views, and super conservative views on guns. But I'll never support someone like Trump. I just can't. The guy has great money ideas, but he is not a leader. He
never has been.
No, he is not a fucking leader. He's
always been a businessman, but he's never been a leader. Anyways.
He's a problem. I think the Republican Party is in deep trouble right now. Actually, to bring up that point, I think if they plan on doing this this Trump party because the Republican Party refuses to go back to Trump, I think you're gonna have two parties. You're gonna have, and that's gonna assure the Democrats win every time, at least for the next 12 years or something, 8 to 12 years.
Think so?
I do. I do think if you try and split up the Republican Party into that, I don't want to be I don't want to be a part of the Trump's
He's
America.
not bringing in that third party anymore.
I just think there's a lot of Republicans that are just they're not gonna be on board. So they're either not gonna vote or
on board with what?
The Trump America. Because I just think there's a huge difference between, say, Mitt Romney, John McCain, George Bush.
George Bush was a Democrat.
No, George Bush was definitely a Republican. He ran against Al Gore. And Al Gore is as liberal and left as you can get. But I just think all of those three people condemning the shit that Trump does just shows you that that's not where conservative values lie. He may be on the right basis for some things and might talk the right talk, but he's had the people closest to him say that he doesn't even really think that. He's just talking to his base. There was a theory because Steve Bannon, Trump's buddy Steve Bannon, came out and said that Trump was showing early signs of dementia, and that he saw it all the way back in 2016 when they were campaigning. And there's theories out here that statement alone could save Trump from all of these lawsuits. Just a thought. Just a theory.
What did the U.S. Marshals mean when they posted Abraham Lincoln snuck into the White House February 24th of 1776, just before his second term inauguration on March 4th? What they mean by that?
I don't think it wasn't 1776. It was like 1850 or something like that. He was the 16th president. Anyways, I didn't mean to mess up your story, but I just didn't want our followers to be like laughing in the background like it's not 1776. But I don't think you meant 1776 because that's when
18
we were established.
Right.
18 something. But yeah, I saw the fucking post too. I saw that post on Instagram as well. And
so it might 1863, 64? 64? I think it was 64.
Yeah, that post was kind of weird, didn't you think? It was kind of provocative.
I don't remember what the post. I don't remember the post exactly, but yeah, clearly my dates were wrong.
Here, no, you posted.
I'm clearly thinking my freedom. My freedom was made.
Here, let me see if I can find it.
Oh, good luck.
What do you think what do you think they meant by it?
What do I think?
Yeah, what do you think they meant by that shit?
That we about to find out some real shit. No, honestly, it got me thinking. I honestly am curious. It got me wondering, but the only obvious thing that came to me was like, oh, okay, so what? Trump's gonna come back and he's gonna be president and then just show us all the fucking dumb shit finally? Or, like, are you just trying to fuck with us? Because it's internet trollers, you know? Because
I kind of thought the same thing. I was like,
absolutely.
I was like,
could absolutely be.
This is super provocative. I don't know what you mean by this. Like, do you mean that, like,
and I don't even think it was 2 terms.
Gonna come in?
He only ran
and,
1
like,
term.
Sneak Trump in and kick him out?
Watch it be deleted and, like,
you have a bunch.
checked.
You have a bunch of posts that are like taken off.
Oh yeah,
that have been flagged or taken off here.
And I'd never see it.
They don't even tell you about it.
No.
They're just like, he doesn't need to know that we censored him. I might be too
How far back
down.
are you?
I might be too far down now.
How far
February
back
15th.
Oh yeah, you're too far back.
Then it must not be there. Couldn't find it. Might have been Instagram.
Did I
maybe?
save it? I think I saved it somewhere.
Or was it? Did you post it on the group?
No, I didn't.
Yeah.
Oh wait, you, me, and David. Look at that Facebook Messenger group.
Oh yeah.
I think that one.
There it is. You're right. Okay, so on February 23rd, 1861, President-elect Abraham Lincoln quietly slipped into Washington, D.C. to prepare his inauguration on March 4th. Accompanying him was U.S. Marshal Ward Hill Layman, a friend and former law partner.
Okay, so.
And Shamrock Breb on Twitter says, "What did they mean by this?" And I am fucking just as intrigued as that guy was.
See, you also said that you'd seen the same
girl.
thing a few days prior to that.
I did. I think I saw the original post on the U.S. Marshals on the Twitter, because we follow all those government pages on our Twitter. Dude, I'm telling you. Weird. So provocative as hell. Like, hey, anyone want to come and try this?
That would be hilarious.
You know what I mean, though? It's like, what do you mean by this? Well, before we got off a little bit on Devin having his premonition on the Republican Party, we were talking about unemployment, expanded unemployment, and expanded unemployment insurance and child tax credit. We talked about the child tax credit. Now I'm going to tell you. So it used to be $300 per week for the unemployment benefits. Now they're upping it to $400 per week for the people on uninsurance.
Yep. Let's just unemployment.
Yep. Okay. So, and here we are. Minimum wage again. We gave you the little taste of our shot of minimum wage, so we won't go too far into this. The House bill increases hourly minimum wage to $15, and this is federally. The current level is $7.25. It more than doubles it. You got to understand that that's making the big corporations that can handle that stick around, and then all the mom and pop shops are going to die.
Of course.
That's all we have to say about that. That's what we have to say to Mr. Old Joe Biden. We have to keep him accountable, guys. Whether you voted for him or not. I know the people that did not are gonna keep him accountable, and I think the people that voted for him need to keep him accountable too. He's already voted. He's already elected to be president. What more can you do to support him? You know what I mean? Now it's time to hold him accountable and make sure he does the fucking shit he said he was going to do. And the whole bipartisanship is not working as of right now. Okay, pandemic response. About 50 million, or, I said million. They don't do anything in millions. That was funny. I hope everyone got a laugh out of that. About 50 billion will fund coronavirus testing, contact tracing. Another 19 billion will go to increase the size of the public health workforce, and another 16 billion will go fund vaccine distribution and supply chains. So, what is that? 50, 19, that's 69 plus 16, that's 85 billion dollars. $85 billion is going to pretty much pandemic response, I guess. Economic policy makers, Federal Reserve Chair Jerome Powell said the vaccinations are the most important tool for the economy. Biden said on Thursday, he said the 50 millionth corona vaccine administered in the United States. The halfway mark to the administration's goal of 100 million in the first 100 days. So, I mean, I guess people could argue that he is focused on the coronavirus and he is doing what he said he was going to do. What do you think, Dev? I know you think the coronavirus is a bunch of bullshit anyways, but...
I never have once said that.
Sorry.
I know people have absolutely been sick, severe, deathly ill from this virus. I do think that it's being used as a political chess piece.
Oh wait, we don't have our commercial set up on this.
Not on that.
Fuck it. We'll just keep going. Sorry to interrupt you.
What was your question? You got me thrown off with your comment there because I never said that I didn't.
No,
trying to get a rile out of it. Get me all riled up.
Yeah. No, I think even you have to agree that Biden kind of has a little bit of a pass on some of these other things of not making a decision right away.
Oh,
because
okay,
he is
I'm
focused on the coronavirus,
so,
like he said he was going to.
Yeah,
and
sure.
He's on track to do what he said he was going to do.
Yeah, sure. That's all well and good.
And even you can agree that the last administration didn't even fucking have a plan.
Back in December, vaccine was pushed out. Back in December, Biden got his first injection. Back in January, Biden got his second vaccination. 2 weeks ago, he said that there was no vaccination. There was no vaccine. So I don't know what the fuck to believe.
Oh, well, I definitely believe there is is a vaccine. They even said that the
okay, so
the one
when I say I don't know what the fuck to believe, it just that helps. That's just another point for me to not believe anything coming out of Biden's mouth. Because there are countless people that had gotten this vaccine. Okay, you know what? No. Now that I'm saying this, I like that because there were several videos that had surfaced with people that were injected. I'm putting quotations around this. Injected with this vaccine. But the doctors never inserted a syringe or a needle into these nurses on live television. So,
I don't know. I saw him too.
So maybe then there wasn't a vaccination. A vaccine that was ready, right? But then that makes me question why that there have been, as of recently, deaths related to this vaccine.
If I remember right, there hasn't been any. Now, my source on that is David Pakman, and he said the other day that he's done research and there's no evidence to support that there's been deaths from the vaccine. But that was a couple days ago, maybe even a week ago. But I'm not exactly sure. Because that is not me personally digging in and doing research into it. I just heard from a good source of mine that is incorrect. But could be wrong. Absolutely could be wrong. He said something about there was subjective circumstances and some people that had died after being given the vaccine, but they aren't exactly sure that it was the vaccine that killed them.
In Norway, there's this article, Bloomberg, says that there's been 6 fatalities, or 6 individuals who have passed away receiving inoculations. However, they were elderly, 75 to 80. Now, what one says over the other, who fucking knows?
Yeah.
And I'm just gonna leave it at that.
Yeah. It's one of those things that you hear all the time. You hear the right wing, like Fox News and Newsmax, because I tune into those every now and then just to hear what they're spouting off at. And I've personally heard both news channels say that there has been deaths from the vaccine and that the vaccine is not safe. And it's just, I don't watch it long enough for them to later walk back those comments. If they do, maybe they do. But I'm telling you right now, that is not productive. We're trying to get people vaccinated, trying to get back to normal. I mean, that's the reason I would get vaccinated. All my family would get vaccinated so we could be able to go to the movies again, go to concerts again, go to real life again, you know? And I think it's going to be one of those things to where, like, at first, until they can say majority of the population they feel like is vaccinated, I feel like it will be kind of like you carry around a vaccination card and show people to, like, events you go to, like concerts or shit, that you're vaccinated, you know?
If I am going to need a vaccination card to go and continue to live my freedom, because that's what they're doing. They are strangling our freedoms by doing that.
A little bit, yeah.
It is just more control for the government.
I mean, we are in a pandemic. This is what I was talking about. You not believing.
I never said that.
No, I'm just saying this is.
If we look at the statistics, though, the death rate is not that. Anyways. I had said that it is being used as a political chess piece. Why is it that the flu magically disappeared when COVID came around? Answer me this.
Yeah, we've done great. It didn't disappear. They still had like 400 or 500 deaths or something like that this year. But it wasn't the 400,000 or whatever it usually is.
Why is that?
I'm just saying, like, coronavirus, we've had 500,000 deaths so far. And you can argue that those deaths weren't all COVID, but they still were deaths, and they were still deaths in a hospital due to something failing and them dying.
Right. And then there's also been reports and doctors coming out stating that they have been told that even if their death wasn't related to COVID, they had to put down that it was a COVID-related death.
I heard it put the best the other day on the radio. I don't understand, and I agree with this, and this is how they put it. I don't understand why people see getting vaccinated for the coronavirus as such a terrible thing, and that if some of these event owners or restaurant owners want you to show your card, say starting this summer or something, when vaccinations are readily available, but to anybody and free, that you need to show that you've been vaccinated to get into to use their establishment. I mean, it's really not that hard. It's no different than, say, getting a flu shot.
Haven't gotten the flu shot since I left the Marine Corps. Haven't needed to get the flu shot since I left the Marine Corps. I was forced to get the flu shot. And the flu shot made me feel like absolute shit every time I got it. That's why I don't get the flu shot.
It's different every person, but yeah.
And I never will get the flu shot, and I won't get this vaccine. I'm going to stand by that.
No? Then, I mean, you're going to be one of those people that believes that your freedoms are being taken away because you don't want to go get a vaccine and do something that studies have proven increases your health and chances of fighting off.
I'm not gonna rely on the government to give me a vaccine to make me live a better life, when all I need to do is eat healthier. One, rather than going to like King Supers, I go to Whole Foods or Natural Grocers and buy organic food.
The coronavirus has killed healthy people too.
Okay.
That's like saying it's only unhealthy people dying from the coronavirus.
No, not saying that at all. I am saying if we did due diligence in doing our body the diligence of preserving what it is, rather than getting pushed these antibiotics, which just kills our immune systems.
It actually doesn't.
That's what an antibiotic is.
No, it's not an antibiotic. The vaccine goes in, and all it really does is gives your cells the information it needs to fight off this virus if it ever comes into the immune system alive.
When we can do that ourselves by simply changing our diets the way
No, you can't.
Yes,
false.
We can.
That's
okay.
negative. Don't tell our viewers false
All right.
things. Don't believe that. That is not true.
All right.
This
right,
is not true. Healthy people and all the doctors and all those people that do and follow all those guidelines and know all of that same stuff have died too from the coronavirus.
I'm not, Blake, you are taking what I am saying way out of proportion. I am not saying to not. I am saying that if you do that, that helps. It is a healthier way than getting a vaccine.
I mean, someone with asthma could be as healthy as an ox, but if they get this virus, they could fucking die. Like, pretty easily, actually. I just don't agree with that.
Blake,
I just agree that this vaccine, someone with asthma would be chomping at the bit to get this vaccine to go live life like a normal person again.
If I was bedridden, laying on my back for 60 days, right? If I was just laying on my back for 60 days without being able to move, what happens? You get bed sores, right? What happens with those bed sores?
I don't know. I've never been in a bed for that long.
Well, I'm telling you, that's what happens.
Okay.
And the reason why that happens is the lack of oxygen. Lack of oxygen creates bacteria.
Lack of oxygen coming from what? You not moving?
Yes. If you were laying in one spot on your back for 30, 60 days, you're going to get these bed sores.
Okay.
Which then can create like these maggot-like worms, which is it's a bacteria.
Yes.
The lack of oxygen creates this infection, this bacteria. So that's what I'm saying is by changing your lifestyle, by going out walking an hour, giving your body that oxygen it needs, it will help fight the bacteria that's in your body that's trying to break you down.
Okay. What does that have to do with the vaccine?
I'm just saying it is a healthier alternative than getting a vaccine.
Yes, I agree. You should go out and get exercise, and you should exercise and all that. But you should get the vaccine too. Because then we could all go back to having concerts.
It's not going to happen.
Going to water parks.
I'm telling you, it's not going to happen.
You say that, but there's multiple countries that have already done it and are thriving and having concerts and having get-togethers. They're doing it. There's places like...
they never shut down.
Oh, absolutely they
Sweden?
did. Absolutely they did.
Okay.
Absolutely they did.
I'm telling you, we will not ever go back to the way it was.
Absolutely we can.
We won't.
Absolutely we can. If everyone gets vaccinated and the virus dies, it would literally have to be recreated in a lab again.
You're saying it can, and I'm telling you that it won't. We will not go back to the way it was.
It's because not everyone's going to get vaccinated.
Not even just that.
It has a lot to do with it.
It's not even just that.
I mean, I'm just saying, the vaccines are getting better by the day. The last vaccine that just got approved has a 90% effective rate, and it only has one shot, one dose, and you're good to go. Trust me, by the time it's available to the public, we're good to go. No, the first one, the Pfizer or the Moderna, which I think it was the Moderna, is only like 85.
It was like
something like that.
Still in the 90s. It was like 95%.
No, I don't think it was that high. They don't have a 95 one yet, I don't think. But back to our main question, I think Joe Biden dealing with this and being focused on this, setting goals, and it looks like he's going to hit his goal, I think says something. He said that's what he was going to do when he got into office. He's doing it. Now, granted, he has been a little off topic with his 50 executive orders. Those are a little much. But yeah, I think
sure.
I think in my eyes, Joe Biden has a little bit of a pass.
He will absolutely take care of this vaccine, the vaccination, this COVID. However, not saying that he won't, but in the process, he's going to cripple the economy.
I don't think so. I think we'll be all right. America will thrive and be America. We'll be all right.
Okay.
The House sets aside $350 billion for state and local governments, territories, and tribes. Facing deep budget shortfalls, state and local governments have shed 1.3 million jobs since the pandemic began last year. While tax revenue grew in some states last year, the majority, at least 26 states, were hit with declines. So, taxes went up, or no, revenues went up, so they got more money, but they want to take it because 26 states had declines, so they're involved in the stimulus plan as well. About 90 million would go towards various transportation and infrastructure causes. About 47 billion would increase funding for the Disaster Relief Fund, which is managed by FEMA. Transit agencies will get 28 billion in grants. 11 billion would go to airports and aviation manufacturers. About 2 billion, sorry, not million. Remember, they don't go in millions. Goes to airports and aviation manufacturers. Oh wait, no. Amtrak and other transit-related spending. Another 12 billion provides grants to airlines and contractors to freeze layoffs at airlines through September, according to the Committee for Responsible Federal Budget Breakdown. So they're just bailing people out. They're just, the airline companies are getting bailed out. But at the same time,
because it's their last shot.
But at the same time,
it's their last shot before tourism dies, before the access of being able to fly dies.
Wait, but you understand, 12 billion ain't shit to airline companies.
No, it's not.
And they're freezing their layoffs, so they can't fire their people, correct? Is that's freeze?
They can't freeze them. Yeah, they can't lay anyone off. They're gonna give all these airliners $12 billion. Whoop-de fucking do. That ain't shit for an airliner.
So
flights are down to $50. Depending on where you're going.
Flights are so cheap right now.
And because they're so cheap, airliners are just going to continue to lose money.
Yeah.
And guess what? They're going to have massive layoffs. After massive layoffs, they're going to have to decommission planes. And then after they finally decommission planes, they'll boost their ticket prices back up.
Yep.
Until, guess what? The same shit happens again. Until airline industry is no more. Now, that might take 10 years, 20 years. That would suck.
I hope that never happens.
But that is an easy segue for that to happen.
Yeah. So, schools, childcare, grants.
Not to mention assholes like me that don't want to get vaccinated are going to kill the industry like that.
Potentially.
No, I'm not potentially. It is.
The bill set aside almost $130 billion for K through 12 education, It would go to improving ventilation systems, reducing class sizes, buying personal protective equipment, and implementing social distancing. Colleges and other high education institutes, they'd get about $40 billion. Schools, they must dedicate at least half of the funding for emergency financial aid grants to prevent hunger, homelessness, and other challenges students might face during the pandemic. I mean, it's $40 billion is a lot, but that'll get spent fast, dude. Between colleges.
You need to say what that needs to go through again? What's the $40 billion going to?
The $40 billion for the colleges and higher educational institutes is going to.
Okay, so Harvard, Stanford.
Half of it. They have to dedicate at least half of the funding for emergency financial grants for hunger and homelessness and other challenges the students might face. So it's like, so they have 20. They have to put whatever grant they get. It's depending on the school. They have to put half the money towards that.
Okay, so half the money. So $20 billion in emergency funding, and then
so whatever
$20 billion going back into colleges and higher education. $20 billion dollars, but is going to go so fast.
I know.
Only the colleges and universities are going to see that money. High schools, elementary schools.
No, it's not for high schools and elementary schools.
No, that's
the
what
K
I'm saying.
through 12 gets $130 billion.
I guess I didn't hear that part.
Yeah, the K through 12 gets $130 billion. The colleges get 40. Yeah. So no, but I agree. For $20 billion to pay all like college professors,
that ain't.
I mean, dude, that's gonna go fast. Definitely, if some of these professors are doing online, their salaries are getting cut. They're not getting paid what they normally get paid.
They used to.
And then almost $40 billion would go to child care providers. Again, so $40 billion is going to go to a development block grant program and child care and development block grant program. I don't know exactly what that is. You guys will have to go look up that, but they're getting a lot of fucking money.
Interesting. $130 billion K through 12.
Yeah, dude. And then the K through 12 is
that's one way to do
it. They're improving ventilation systems, improving class sizes, or reducing class sizes, buying PPE, and implementing social distancing.
A lot of it's going online.
Yeah, they're going to try and implement social distancing at school. And then $1 billion for the Head Start program, which provides early childhood education, health and nutrition services.
That is one way.
Low income children and families.
All right.
But it's only $1 billion. That's going to get spent in about one state. You know what I mean? So that's kind of nothing. Assistance for food, rent, and mortgages. The bill invests more than $5 billion to pandemic EBT, a program through which school children can receive temporary emergency nutrition benefits and used to purchase food. It also includes more than $800 million for WIC, which is support low-income women with infants and their infants. The bill also sets aside $30 billion in emergency rental assistance for relief for the homeless. That's actually a fantastic idea. Another $10 billion goes to mortgage assistance. Well, I think the mortgage assistance thing, I hate to say it, but
it's the government's fault people are in situations like that anyway.
No, I just think that a lot of that $10 billion for mortgage assistance is going to go to corporations that have a bunch of fucking houses anyways. It's not going to go to that guy who has a couple houses that if he doesn't receive those mortgage or those rent payments, he will fucking have to sell those houses. And then with the moratorium, he can't sell the house, so he's gonna go fucking under and go bankrupt. See, that's what people don't understand. They need to add some stipulations onto that $10 billion, that $10 billion can only go to someone that owns this many houses. Instead of it goes to a corporation that owns fucking 300 all across the nation. Yeah, I just wanted to vent about that a little bit. Business relief and retirement security. The bill provides $25 billion in grants for restaurants and bars that have lost revenue because of the pandemic. Another $15 billion funds economic injury disaster loan, advance grants.
That ain't shit.
Up to $10,000 per business. That is not shit.
That's nothing.
It's a nothing. You're only allowed $10,000 per business too. Additional funding for Paycheck Prevention Program loans. Expanded eligibility eligibility for nonprofits and digital media companies. It adds up to $7 billion. The bill also provides grants for multi-employer pension plans that changes the single-employer pension rules. The committee has a responsible federal budget, puts the price tag at $58 billion. Holy shit. See how they put that number at the end of the sentence and not the beginning? Damn, that's a lot of money, dude. I don't even really understand that. Provides grants for multi-employer pension plans and changes to single-employer pension rules. Is that like cops that have pensions? I don't understand that. Somebody get back to us with that if you understand it, and because I don't. Well, that's really it. It talks about health coverage, but it doesn't say how much money's involved with it.
Because nothing's involved in it.
Yeah, they're really just giving them a pat on the back, like, good job, you did great. Well, I think we've done a pretty good job talking about our COVID relief bill. Should we leave them with some cliffhangers for next time?
Get it?
New York's attorneys, they have Trump's tax returns. They have 10 years of it. And then other correlating paperwork. Me and David believe that Rick Perry's bitch ass is responsible for the Texas crisis. I think we talked about a little bit about that last time. We said it earlier, Biden's over 50 executive orders. And then last but not least, the MyPillow guy is being sued by Dominion for $1.3 billion. So, it's unfortunate for the MyPillow guy.
Defamation claim.
Yeah. Yep, defamation claim. And then I heard on the radio or something that the MyPillow guy was like, but the politics and everything cost me $58 million. And it's like, well, kind of did that to yourself, buddy. Well, Dev, what do you think? Is that it?
That's 102? No, just kidding, guys.
Episode 2.
Episode 2.
Episode 2, baby. Guys, it is our sole duty to have the purplest oath. You have to look at the red, you have to look at the blue, you have to look at the right, you have to look at the left. Guys, gotta stop hating. Gotta stop looking at our differences. Gotta start looking at what we got in common. This has been episode 2. Hope you guys enjoyed it. I know we did. Have a good evening. This has been our Purple Oath. We are signing out. This has been episode 2. Peace out.